Hello, and welcome. This is my second vlog. I'm going to talk about the fact that I've just come off my 1 week holiday, and I spent most of it ill. It's just rubbish, and I didn't get much of the stuff I wanted done. Like I didn't hardly got any of my paperwork done, so I really need to catch that up on that. And what else? Didn't go to the gym as much as I wanted to. I need to lose some of this weight I gained over Christmas, and but I did manage to get through some of my to watch list. I might go through that quickly. First, I managed to play finish the story mode on Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, which is an excellent game. Really enjoyed it. Not quite as good as Storm 2, I don't think, but still a lot of fun, and I will play that a bit more, and hopefully do a couple more videos of it, playing against my friends, and I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It's a beat 'em up game pretty much, but it's not the most well balanced. You can definitely get some more cheaty characters, which you will see a lot of on online. Obviously, when you're playing against someone else, they're bound to pick someone that's a bit more cheaty, and get them the victory a lot easier than some of the other characters. I've almost finished rewatching Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. I'm a big Gundam fan, but there's a lot of Gundam fans who are not keen on Seed, but I really do love that series. Especially last 2 or 3 volumes get really exciting, and some amazing fight scenes in that. I also watched Venus Wars. I had this on VHS when I was little, and watched it so much that I wore the tape out. And unfortunately, they didn't reissue it on DVD over here, so I had to find it on Amazon from America, and it took me a long while to find it, because I found it, but it was just way too expensive, and I had to wait for it to come down in price a little bit before I could buy it. And I've rewatched that the other day, and it's just as good as I remember it. It's, well, obviously set on Venus, and obviously it's about war, but it's a good war story. The main characters, their side they're fighting for, are not particularly nice either, which is very much how it is in real life. It's a kind of grey area. You have to pick the side that's slightly less evil to fight for, and people die. Main characters do die in this one, and it's basically super bikes versus super tanks, and I think it's quite exciting watching bikes trying to blow up tanks, and they're quite an original idea, because obviously a lot of Japanese anime, when it comes to wars, usually have giant robots in, and the only problems with this one is it was done, the English dub was done in early 90s, and we all know how bad the dubs can be. I would say half the cast are pretty rubbish, and the other half are decent. The other problem is, if you switch to the Japanese, which I did, the quality of the sound isn't very good, so I had to switch back to the English, really. And obviously that's how I watched it when I was little, was the English dubbed. So I'll give it a good 9 out of 10. Also started Games of Thrones Season 2, which is excellent already. I've only watched the first episode and a half, but gripping straight away. What else? Watched that one, Rujin Z. Again, another one watched when I was younger. Not quite as good as I remember it. It's a bit of a comedy, but with a good message about how you treat the elderly. Basically, in the future, they've decided the elderly should be cared for by automatic beds. You know, no nurses looking after them, no doctors, just this bed that takes care of all their needs. Anyway, the AI of the bed goes mad, and it goes on a bit of a rampage with the elderly man still in the bed, and it's quite funny, and got a good message. But yeah, a little bit short. I thought could have had a bit more impact to the story if it was a bit longer. So I'll give it 8.5 out of 10. And this one, Uzugi Drop. It's a short series, a bit different to your average anime. Basically, it's about a guy who goes to visit for his granddad's funeral, and he finds out his granddad had a illegitimate child, and she's about 3 or 6, I can't remember, age-wise, and basically no one wants to take care of her. So this 30-year-old single guy decides to take her in, and try to look after her, and obviously the ups and downs of trying to raise a child on his own, and it deals with that, and it's cute, funny, touching, I think. And deals with it quite well. A little bit too cutesy maybe, the kid's a little bit too well behaved, I think. But apart from that, brilliant series. Could have done with being a little bit longer. Possible love interest is hinted at near the end of the series, but it doesn't go anywhere. So I'll give that one a 9.5 out of 10. Also watched Max Payne, the live action version of Max Payne, the other night, and I've not played the games, so I don't really know how the story is compared to the original games. But yeah, I thought it was quite good. Could have been better. It had Matt Damon in it as Max Payne, and you can't really watch a Matt Damon film without thinking of Team America, can you really? Matt Damon. And also watched the new Karate Kid, with Will Smith's son in, and Jackie Chan. I thought it was a decent film. Not as good as the original, obviously. Can't really get better than the original. I thought there's some really good moments in it, and some not so good moments in it. The believability of how he was trained was very stretched, a little bit too far, even compared to the original. And the finishing move was less corny than the original. Like the crane, was it the crane kick or something at the end? Anyway, yeah, it looked a lot better, but slightly less believable because it was so cool looking. But I'll give that good 7.5 out of 10. And hopefully my next holiday will be a lot better than this one. but it's not for another like 4 months, so yeah, not good. My birthday's coming up in a month's time, so hopefully I might get a few more DVDs to watch, and hopefully have some time to rewatch some of my old ones. Alright, see you later.